Okay, so this is a general earth sign reading. Earth signs. I didn't really get a lot in your pre-read. Just that you're really, really busy. Got a lot on your plate right now, and like that's okay, but I did get really busy. I actually got really tired. Like even now I feel kind of like lethargic all of a sudden. I feel like it's because you've been digesting so much. Yes, partnerships and love is coming out. You could have been focusing on strengthening your partnerships, your love relationships. It's number two. And all I'm trying to say is like, it's actually partnerships and relationships are a lot of work. And especially for like an earth sign that's kind of reclusive, I'm just thinking of like the hermit card for Virgos, especially. Um, Sometimes the recharging time that is needed or the type of recharging that's needed can be misunderstood. It can be misunderstood on a level that is not even funny. Okay, it's definitely like difficult to put your finger on, let alone explain out loud. But there's a serious reflection on what has been and what you would like for it to be. Yeah. So love and partnerships and business is coming out right here. It's almost like you're figuring out how to coexist with both of these things as being the only codependency that you have. It's like you need business, but you also need love and partnerships. Like which one is more important to you? I'm just feeling that coming through really strongly for Virgos. I think it might be slightly exhausting only because I don't think people give Virgos, I think they think we're kind of mechanical, just like a robot or something, like we don't have feelings. It isn't that. Virgos are very highly like intellectual. So a lot of what happens for a Virgo happens on the inside. You're going to see probably, I don't know, 10% of who a Virgo is on the outside if you've never gotten to know them on a personal level. On a personal level, we're very different than on like a, yeah, like on a professional or like a, um, this is the title card coming out. It's like the person that we really are, it comes across as the same picture on the inside and the outside. If you really know a Virgo, we're devoted to being naturally spirited people. Like we have some depth that people are not accustomed to experiencing, and we're well aware of it. So we don't usually present that side of ourselves to the public just because it doesn't even see, like, this is grace right here. We don't need, like, we're showing you grace by not showing you that we've got this title in the third place. It's like, eh, it's important to a Virgo to a specific extent, but not the same way that other people may understand it. This love and partnerships has a really special place. This business has a really special place, but so does this devotion to ourselves. And there needs to be grace to all three of them in order for us to remain interested, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not interested in self gratifying if these two things are off. If this is off, I'm not really interested in much else except for this. If my business is not thriving, is not booming, is not doing well, I'm concerned about that. Okay, we fret a lot, we worry a lot. This is the top of the reading right there. But there's also a ton to celebrate at all times because Virgos work really hard to keep things to move between. And this isn't just Virgos, obviously, it's Capricorn and Taurus too, but earth signs in general work really hard to keep themselves as well as everybody around them grounded so that bigger, better, greater things can bloom. And it does have everything to do with wanting to celebrate, but also needing the grace to fidget with these, to spin them around a little bit, each one of them. It's like having a turntable with 3 different discs and then the switch, power supply. It's like that. It's needing to be allowed the freedom to like question these things, figure out fall where they fall in the grand scheme of life, as well as for you, Earth sign, like what is the grounding underlying truth of all of this? You're curious to know the outlook or the projections, as well as like the intention, and you know what I'm like, you want to know all the information so that you can make the best decision with the most grace as possible. And it's maybe not very practical. Just keep that in mind, that even though this is maybe what you want, it is difficult to have this many different balls in the air. It's really difficult. There's no way to sugarcoat it. This is partners in love. This is the keys to that. This, like, it's like getting, like, do you want a copy of the key to my heart, or do you just want to stay over, what I mean? Like, you need to figure out about the locket. Does the locket even have a key? What kind of key does it have? Is it a skeleton key? Is it one of those ones that says do not duplicate? How do we get a copy of this? Like, do we just take it and then make a copy and then ask, forgiveness later, permission now, forgiveness later? Like, I don't know. There's a lot that goes into this. It doesn't just affect one thing. It's like, if this key doesn't work, I'm going to drive across town and I'm not going to be able to get where I'm trying to go. What good is the key to the car if you didn't give me the key to the house? You can tell me where it is. I can go look at it, go stand outside like, hey, but burden of proof is on you. I need the house key too. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, this is the house key. This is the love and partnerships. This is the part that these two go together. These two go together. These two go together. These two go together. These two don't really go together. You definitively need a different look. Truth. You need a different key. Look. There's devotion, boundaries, and blessings. Okay. So, you need 2 different keys. Look at this, is the cartouche. It's a cartouche. I'm sorry, I don't think it's a cartouche, it's just a hieroglyph. But it's the hieroglyph, it's a feather of truth. You need to be light as a feather, stiff as a board. In this specific case, the board probably goes more so with the business aspect. You have CEOs and CFOs and the board members, and if you're private, public, whatever. Love and partnership, you get the key to somebody's heart. When it comes down to being devoted to oneself, especially if you're a woman, you know about ebb and flow, cycles of life. But this has everything to do with either being more reserved, more mysterious, undefined, unwritten, unspoken. These are the things that happen below the surface. So I'd say 80%, 85, 90, even 90% of what happens below the surface. Right here, this is when we're being expressive. Then we're showing devotion. We're wanting to spiritually grow. We have a submerged side that shows itself, like peeks its head out over it's, one word here, one word there, and one word there. It's pretty cut and dried. It is like, I think out of all the signs, earth signs are probably the ones that are like the most blunt. I'm not going to lie about that. I think, fire signs can be really blunt, but it's usually out of like action. It's more of an action taking blunt, which is not a bad thing, but it's just like, this is what I want. For an earth sign, this has everything to do with knowing the boundaries of grace. I want to stay within, like in the coloring book of life, this is earth signs being like, I want to stay in the lines in every single aspect of my world. No, you can't do that anymore. No more staying inside the lines. You need to scribble. Hit this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one all at the same time. It's like different strokes for different folks. That's what's going on here. But you need to have like a boundary on how much grace you're going to show. Like I was saying, fire signs have a lot of like action energy too, but this has everything to do with earth signs. The grace that you're showing people should have a limit. They should have a boundary. You don't always have to be nice. You don't always have to be agreeable. You don't always have to be blunt. You don't always have to be available. You don't always have, look, the list goes on, right? But you can also just be like, I'm going to celebrate even when I don't have blessings, even when I can't see them right now. No, I'm not suffering without blessings. You know, people are like, oh, your rejection is your protection. That's such BS, and we all know it. That's like saying, well, you're pretty on the inside, so the way that you look on the outside doesn't matter. That's true, but people who don't feel pretty on the outside don't care. They're more likely to like go grab some makeup or go get surgery. Sometimes people just don't care. So this is what that is. It's learning how to just sit with your own celebration. Whatever it is that you are celebrating, you're not tired of it. Okay. Well, I think that just about sums that up. I think we're done here, Earth signs. I think something just grounded. Home again, home again. Jiggity jig.